we're in my buddy Ashraf's 2020 Civic Si. It is a lease. You know, you can look like a baller, but it is a lease. They started at about 25 grand flat for the sedan and the coupe, but this is the coupe and it looks a lot better. The sedan looks like a 40-year-old mom that's like a little bit lower than MILF status, like too plump. It's just not thick in the right places. That's what it looks like. You know what's funny? I love seeing the wing out the back.
Yeah.
It's kind of cool for a Civic. You have a really nice leather wrapped wheel, the little like carbon fiber accents, little red accents in the car. The SI seats that are really nice. The gauges are really cool. I like them. I don't know if I like.
You can put like, you have like turbo or your boost pressure.
Oh, that's sick.
I don't know what else. Honestly, like your brake, how much you're braking, and a little timer.
I think the way it is now, like the tack is like the biggest thing, and the speedo's in the middle. That's the best for me. So we're sitting right now at about 205 horsepower, about 193 pound-feet of torque, and it's coming out of a little small turbo 1.5 liter, which is not typical for a Civic. So it does feel a little bit different than your average Civic, and I prefer the older Civic SIs, but I'll tell you why in a second.
This has a brake assist, or I don't know what it's called, but it'll warn you if you're getting too close to somebody.
Yeah.
Which can get annoying.
Can you turn it off?
I have no idea. I think you can actually. It's on the left side.
So the biggest thing about the driving thing with this, aside from the fact that it's like a turbo, whatever, they're trying something new. I get it. It's okay. It's okay to take a leap into a new era here. But the rev hang is just. I've never felt that in any other car like this. This is just, it's not like the end of the world, and you can tune it out from what I hear with the Honda, but it's like, if you spend 25 grand on a car, you don't want to spend $800 cash just to fix something that shouldn't be on the car in general.
Yeah, it's
so
pretty bad.
Like that?
Yeah.
Okay. I like how,
brake?
Yeah, I felt that, yeah. I hope there's a way to turn that off. That's really intrusive.
It's on the left. It's like, I don't know what it's called. It also has like lane departure,
right? And
like it keeps you a certain distance from somebody while you have cruise control on.
That's
so
nice.
Like, right now you could like it'll drive this road without you holding the steering wheel.
That rev hang is fucking ridiculous, dude.
She handles.
Alright, so it handles really well. It has adaptive
dampers.
Adaptive dampening. And it's not like a BMW where you can obviously choose between modes, but it does have a sport mode, which tightens up the steering. Does it do anything with the suspension when you press the sport mode?
Yeah, it gets stiffer. A
little stiffer, alright.
Yeah.
Because Honda's out of the gate, like, they have, in my opinion, like the best transmissions. Like, I like this feeling. It's notchy. The steering's really tight. Whether you have sport mode on or off, it still feels really good. The suspension is great. It's front wheel drive, yes, but it handles really well. Like, you can take a corner, you know, no problem at like higher speeds. So like, you can just kind of chuck it into a corner like that. You know what I mean? And it's kind of like a Miata in a sense. Like, it's not the fastest car in the world, but it handles really well, and that's why you buy it. All right, so stock for stock, 25 grand for a new car. I think probably the closest competitor for this would be maybe the Veloster, but it's a Hyundai. Like, I don't think a Hyundai is gonna hold its value. The older Veloster turbos, you can get those things for dumb cheap, whereas Civic SIs, they kind of like hit a huge dip and then they just bottom out. Like, you can still get like mid 2000s SIs for like 5-6 grand, which is already kind of overpriced.
Yeah.
So they hold their value later on once they depreciate a lot. If you go a little bit higher, you can go for like a GTI or something like that. Like, do you really want to mess with German reliability, or do you want to just get a Civic Si? Nice and clean, nice looking car, nice interior, reliable, super cheap to maintain. And this one does have shorter gearing, so it does pick up a little bit in higher gears. You know why they put that in?
I think it was to get a better 0 to 60, but it's not that much better compared to like a 2019.
It's not much. And then there's also, people were complaining that they don't want to rev match to fifth to pass people, which is a Civic. Like, you want to do that. That's so much fun, just to rev match and do it properly. Like, You know what I mean? Like, it's just so satisfying. If you're buying a manual Honda Civic, you should want to go through the gears. But in this one, I'm a little afraid to upshift. The rev hang is really, it's just intrusive. You know what I mean?
It's a game changer, honestly.
You want to drive fast, and the rev hang kind of prevents you from doing that. Oh, TTRs. Those are nice. Dude, those little 5 cylinders?
Honestly, I almost got an S3 before this.
How much is the S3?
20. Used, like a 2015.
Okay.
But then I started reading about them. Like, I went without really reading anything about them.
Right.
Well, like, the interior was all carbon fiber. Like, it was, like, beautiful. Except for the rims were, like fucked.
Yeah.
Like whoever owned it had, like, VMRs on it. And they were just, like, dented and curb rashed. But they wanted, like, 22, I think, for it.
How many miles?
Like 50,000 miles. For an S3, like a 2015.
Get real close to that warranty expiration there.
No, like, though, and, like, there's apparently a problem with all-wheel drive system in them. The holodecks. Where, like, it would just turn into all front-wheel drive.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, but it's like...
You pay all that premium for the all-wheel drive system out there. Yeah. That's great. So why didn't you get that, and why did you choose this over that?
Honestly, I think it was a dealership. Because they were kind of scummy. Like,
that car was at a dealer?
Yeah, I went to a dealer. They were like, it's 18 grand, but after, you know, the prep fee, like, we're gonna wash it and clean the rims for you.
Yeah,
it came up to like 22, 23. I was like, all right, thanks guys.
I can't say this is like a better car than an S3, but I think it's
funner.
It's the better option.
Yeah.
And because it's manual, because it's not it's not like incredibly fast, but like just regular daily driving, it picks up really nice. So for the 2020 SIs, actually for all the SIs, there's really no options for them. So the dips in the dirt. For the 2020 SIs, you have the option to pretty much put summer tires on, and I think it's about what, maybe, I think it's like $200 or $300 or something like that.
Around that.
It's not much, and it's worth it if you don't live in a place like this where it's New York and it snows for like a couple months out of the year here and there. The roads suck. Like, all seasons are just perfect for this car if you want to daily drive it. Low speeds, high speeds, the car's pretty good. One thing I did notice is, like, when you're kind of getting on it, the exhaust gets really loud in here, like the noise.
Yeah.
And then
it's fake.
Is it like a sound tube, or is it just the speakers?
I think it is the speakers, and I think they have a mic in the engine bay that picks up engine noise or some shit like that. And
so
then
you could probably just cut that mic.
Yeah, I think people just like unplug the mic.
Yeah.
But I'm not gonna.
I would probably do that if I was gonna keep it for a while. But if it's just like yours, or it's just a daily driver, that's fine. I sat in a sedan, the 4-door version of this, and it just didn't feel right. Like, I'm looking in the mirrors, and it's like so long. It's got the 4 doors. It's nice because it's practical, but it's just not. This car looks good and it drives really well. I think it has everything you need for $25K. This is Apple CarPlay, and it also has Samsung Android, right? Have you tried that, by the way?
I like CarPlay better than Android Auto.
You're a hater, bro. Rev matching through the gears is just really fun. Hugs the road. Jesus Christ. It's a really good driving car, honestly. The only thing I miss from the older Civics is just an NA, like just naturally aspirated. VTEC. It's like you spend like $1,000, maybe like you spend like $1K to like $5K just waiting for VTEC, and then once it comes in, it's kind of like turbo lag. It makes a different sound. It sounds like a really cool car at that point. But this is what I love about like driving anything with a stick. You can just cruise, have fun, and then if you want, you can just, you know, just downshift and just go for it. So what did you have before this?
I had a 02 New Edge Mustang GT and 07 235 all-wheel drive.
What's your favorite thing about this car so far?
Honestly, probably the comfort and just a good stick shift. Other than the rev hang,
yeah,
like I like everything about this car.
I think my favorite thing is the way the seats feel. Like they look kind of aggressive, but they're really comfortable, and they're heated, which is nice. But it's the way you sit, like it's really cool.
I kind of forgot about the like. I think these are different than the 2019 seats.
Yeah, so it has a little bit
more bolstering.
Yeah,
it has a lot of bolstering on this for like a Honda. For a Civic, it has a lot of bolstering.
Even if you look at like the older like early 2000s SIs and stuff, it doesn't hold you in this well.
Yeah, I feel like if you're a little bigger than me and you'd probably be uncomfortable in this. Yeah, like so if you're a little wider.
It does pick up in higher gears.
Yeah.
That's cool. You feel the turbo lag and then it just goes. So Rob, what do you think about the car in the back seat?
I like the control, I like the speed around the corners. I think it's a sick look.
I feel like you could just gun it everywhere here.
Yeah, exactly. But this is the thing, like you see a corner and this is where the car shines the most, in the corners. And I have traction on right now, but it's...
I don't think you can really ever lose traction in this.
Yeah, it's front wheel drive. I mean, the most thing, maybe if you try like a 0 to 60 run.
Yeah, that's all you're gonna ever lose traction on.
Yeah, you might chirp a tire here and there, but that's about it. But it's just the steering is so direct. It's really comfortable in the cabin, and so like it makes you want to drive it every day. Like I wouldn't mind having this as a daily at all. So you want me to just hold it down?
Yeah, it'll stop at 4,000. Just keep.
Oh, okay, I see.
And that's how people launch it. They just have it in.
So you can just leave it in. If you leave it in neutral like that, it'll hold at 4K.
Yeah.
That's cool.
If you keep, even if you have it in first, if you're not moving, it's gonna keep it at 4,500.
The only thing about Civics, and this is just a Civic thing in general, is the clutch. It always feels super numb. Like getting in and out of other people's cars and then getting back into my older Civic, it just feels so numb. The pedal is just, there's no feel. And in this one, it's good for daily driving because you can't really like feel the engagement point. It's not like a twin disc or anything like that. It's just super. I don't know how else to describe it.
It's just there.
Numb. Yeah, like it just works. Yeah. It does its job well. It's super light, which is good for like if you live up here in New York traffic or anywhere with a big city, really like Chicago, LA, wherever. It's pretty good for daily driving. You said, right?
Yeah, I mean, like when I first sat in it, I was like, I'm not. Like I first felt the clutch. I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna like this. But then after like a week, like especially in traffic, like compared to my Mustang, I just keep fucking pushing on the clutch. Like my Mustang had a pretty heavy clutch compared to this, so I was like pretty comfortable in traffic.
This is just more of a joy to drive every day. So what do you want next after this?
I don't know. Maybe an M3, like an F80.
Nice. Are you want to lease it or you want to finance it?
I'm not gonna lease that. I want to do shit to that.
Dude, honestly, if I had this car, I would just take it out like at least once a day just for a drive like this.
The way you drive it?
Oh, the way I'm driving? It's just because I'm too afraid to like. It's the rev hang, dude. I'm too afraid to jerk
like,
the car.
Like even if I'm like there's some on ramps where like I have to like basically launch from first.
Right.
And it's like my first or second is just terrible in this car. I can't get it right for like.
It's not you, dude. It's the car.
I know. That's what I'm saying. Like it makes me feel like a shit driver.
Yeah.
From going from first to second.
Also, like again, I don't think any car for 25K brand new is just gonna handle like this. Like I'm lightly on the throttle, and it just takes corners so well. Do you drive the car like this?
No.
Or is this really
sit in traffic.
Oh.
Like I try like just to beat on it because I'm just bored in New York.
Right.
But like it was like I could do like a first, a second, a third, and then that's about it.
Okay.
And then I hit the speed limit of like 25.
That's 25 the speed limit. Oh my god. I don't miss that at all, man. Okay, so final thoughts. The only thing that really bothers me about this car is the rev hang, which you can fix with a Honda. You can kind of tune that out, but you'd have to drop some cash to get the Honda system. So it's up to you if you want to go that route. It's not too intrusive for daily driving, but when you want to get on it and do some performance spirited driving, the rev hang is really intrusive. It's pretty abysmal, to be honest. But again, that's the only complaint that I can find with the Civic Si so far. For 25 grand, you get everything you need in a car, and it's a great daily driver. No matter where you live, whether you live in a city, rural area where you have some nice back roads, doesn't matter. You can have fun with the car, take it out, and enjoy the drive. If you did enjoy, leave a like. If you want to see more reviews like this, hit that subscribe button down below. Don't forget to follow my Instagram and other social media in the description, and I'll catch you guys next video. Don't forget to keep living life at MaxSpeed.
Better leave this in.